All right, thank you so much once again. Welcome to Apex One Radio. Welcome to this evening segment of broadcast. This beautiful Sunday evening, Sunday, the 14th of September 2025. We are just 6 days to the New Americans Book Fair number 4, which will take place here in the city of Columbus. It started 4 years ago. That was precisely in 2022 when the first edition was held. Now we are in 2025 and we are moving on to the 4th edition of the New Americans Book Fair. How time flies. But then, what is the New Americans Book Fair 2025? How is it going to look like? Every information you want to know about this year's edition will be provided here on radio tonight because we have the people who are going to make this edition successful, including organizers. And of course, the actors. I'm talking about book authors. Of course, the book fair brings together book authors, writers, exhibitors, bookshop owners, film practitioners, poets, writers, artists, painters, publishers, and what have you. And so this year's edition will take place at the Carl Road branch of the Columbus Metropolitan Library. The event will start at exactly 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and will run through 5 p.m. on that day. For those of you who've been to the New Americans Book Fair before, you know exactly how it rolls. But for those of you who will be discovering this event for the first time, this is a golden opportunity you would not like to miss. But prior to this year's edition of the New Americans Book Fair, we have the Book Fair edition, the special book fair edition of the New Americans magazine, which has just been released. And so you can procure your own copy of it. It's a beautiful package and it has beautiful stories, of course, and a flashback to last year's New Americans book fair. So you may want to grab your own copy of this magazine. If you do not have access to the copy before Saturday, then if you come to the Carl Road branch of the Columbus Metropolitan Library that day, you have your own copy of this beautiful magazine, glossy, of course. And its publisher is one of our guests today. He doubles as the founder and CEO of New Americans Magazine and New Americans Community or Communication and Information Center. And of course, the founder of the New Americans Book Fair. Once again, thank you so much. Welcome to this special edition of Apex Snapshots, which will zoom on the New Americans Book Fair. And so, for those of you just joining us on the show, you may want to share the video extensively as you join us on the platform. Then, for those of you who love to listen to us on apex1radio.com, thank you so much for doing so. If you are a listener of Apex One Radio who loves to do so through the TuneIn app, then thank you so much as well. Once again, thank you and welcome. I'll just go ahead and introduce our guests on the show tonight before we even lay the groundwork for this conversation. Beginning with the founder of the New Americans Book Fair, Deba Uwadiae, who is not a stranger to Apex One Radio. Of course, whenever need arises, he comes on the airwaves and, of course, gives us the information we need. Deba, good evening, and thanks for joining us on the show as you unmute yourself. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you very much, Ernest. I appreciate this time. And I want to thank everyone that is on the show tonight, especially the authors. It's a pleasure to have every one of you. Without the authors, we cannot have a book fair. And so I really want to express appreciation to all of you, and also for granting this interview just within a short time that the Apex Radio One asked for. Thank you for appearing, and hope to see you on Saturday.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And like you said, without the authors, there can be no book fair because it is thanks to them that the fair happens. But Deba, before we even say a good evening to the authors on the platform today, this is your handiwork. The freshest edition is out, and I just made mention of the fact that people should procure their copies of the New
Yep.
Americans magazine. This looks so wonderful, Deba. Typically, how long does it take you to produce a
Yeah,
glossy magazine like
yeah,
this?
yeah.
How many
Well,
years?
in the last 2 years since we since we came back to printing, uh, it's bi-monthly, and so every other month we get this print.
Mhm.
So for since 2 years ago when Park National Bank started sponsoring the print edition, it has been bi-monthly.
Mm,
So it takes us roughly 2 months,
mm,
to get one out.
beautiful.
Hopefully, it will take less than that because we will be introducing the New Americans business magazine
Mhm.
to the public in January. And so you have the New American Business Magazine in January, then you have the New Americans General Interest Magazine, this one in February. So it will be like that as time
Beautiful.
goes on.
Thank you so much, Dr. Christal KS. Good evening and welcome to the program. How are you this evening?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so
Good.
much for joining us. And like I mentioned, authors make this event happen. So you'll be one of the authors for this year's edition of the New Americans Book Fair. Will that be your first participation?
It will, and I'm very honored to
Mm,
be a part of it. I was running across different platforms and social media, and I came across this one. So I am very honored to be selected to participate. Yes, this is my first year.
beautiful. Excited? Anxious?
Yes, absolutely excited. I've told my family and friends,
Yes.
and so yes, they are waiting for this event on Saturday.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us on the program tonight. Irina Perry is also one of the authors who will be taking part in this year's edition of the New Americans Book Fair. Irina, good evening. Welcome to the program. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's Sunday.
I know it's Sunday. So, as a writer, Irina, what do you do typically on Sundays?
I am working 24/7. I am at Ohio Media School. I'm getting ready to graduate on
Mm,
November 17th of 2025.
beautiful. Congratulations in advance. And thank you so much for joining us on the program. Um, will you will this be your first participation in the New Americans Book Fair?
This is my first time to be at the fair. I've been on another fairs in Columbus.
Hmm.
This would be the special one. I do have a book available, Paving the Path to Personal Success. It's my autobiography and how I overcame the trauma
Hmm.
from being a child coming to the United States and how I do today.
Perfect. That's good. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. His name is Mammadou Toure. Mammadou is also a writer. Mammadou hails from Mali in West Africa. This year, he will be showcasing one of his works at the New Americans Book Fair. Mammadou, good evening. Welcome to the program. How are you today?
Good evening, Mr. Apek. Thanks for having me.
Hmm. Great. You're welcome to the program. This will be the first time you will be taking part in the New Americans Book Fair, correct?
Yes, definitely. I'm excited.
Tell us how you got to know about this event and what motivated you to want to be part of it.
Yeah, thanks for the show. Absolutely. I'm taking New American program, NALA.
Hmm.
So definitely, I've been talking about my books.
Hmm.
Then came this flyer about the book fair. I'm like, this is a great opportunity for me to showcase my book.
Mm.
And this will be my first time participating in IFE, and I really appreciate the opportunity and the support for the new authors.
Beautiful. We also thank you so much for being part of this conversation ahead of the 2025 edition of the New Americans Book Fair. And so media coverage is also a huge component of this event. And one of the media organizations that has been present since the inception in 2022 is Apex One Radio. We are joined by its general manager, Gracie Boise, to talk about media coverage. Gracie, good evening. Welcome to the program. How are you? You have to unmute yourself. Good evening. Welcome. You want to unmute yourself, Gracie? Okay, definitely. We'll come back to Gracie when she unmutes herself. Well, once again, thank you so much. Welcome to this great conversation ahead of the New Americans Book Fair, which takes place next Saturday. And so since the dawn of time, the oldest way humans have preserved their thoughts, stories, and knowledge is through books. And so writing is more than words on a page. It is a noble art. Every person has a story to tell, and every story has the power to change the world. And so there are as many stories there are people in the world. So if there are 6 billion people in the world, there are definitely 6 billion stories. And even more because people have 1 or 2 or 3 or more stories to tell. But then one initiative celebrating this power of writing is the New Americans Book Fair, now in its 4th edition. And of course, that 4th edition will happen this year and on Saturday at the Carl Road branch of the Columbus Metropolitan Library. And so from Carl Road to Dublin in 2023 and back to Carl Road in 2024, this annual book fair has brought authors from across the United States and beyond together to share their works, foster understanding of cultural differences, and of course, shine the light on creative arts. So this year, like we mentioned, the 4th edition will take place here at Carl Road. Authors, printers, book sellers, bookshop owners, and what of you will all converge on Columbus for these events. So we'll be talking about what lies in this year's edition of the show. Let me go back to Deba. Deba, could you just briefly, you can do that, I know, even in 60 seconds, take us back to when this started. Why a New Americans Book Fair? What is it all about? This is for the sake of those who are coming across this initiative for the first time.
Thank you very much. New Americans magazine decided in 2002 to encourage authors to have a platform where they can promote their books, because what happened was that I looked at what was going on in the city of Columbus. The only active book fair that was around then was organized by an organization that really did not have room for independent authors. So we looked at that, and I realized that it would be unfair, for people to have their books and not to have a platform to promote their books, and also not to be able to reach out to people, for them to know about their books. So that was how the New Americans magazine decided to start promoting, a book fair where authors, whether new or old, will come, especially to have that environment of a book fair, where it will not just be the author alone, but there will be other authors, and also it will be an opportunity for the public, people, to come and see what the authors have done, and not just authors, book promoters, artists, printers, publishers, and just this year we've also introduced opportunity for the kids to start writing early with the competition we introduced for K to 12, which is essay, short story, and drawing competition.
Perfect. We'll come back. We'll come back to that. Let me go to Dr. Christal. Dr. Christal, how come this is the first time you're taking part in the book fair when it has been existing since 2022?
Sure. So I don't know where I've been, but I was just learned about it this year. I'm excited that there is a platform for up and coming authors and a place for us. So I'm not sure why I hadn't heard of it before, but it was passed along to me basically about a month and a half ago. So just hearing about this good work.
When did you start writing?
I first started writing this particular book, To Why Are You the Target of Workplace Bullying, in 2019. And this is was a part of my dissertation. So the dissertation, as I was getting my doctorate, so I'd done a study on this for 4 years of workplace bullying. In some cultures, it's called mobbing, and been a target of workplace bullying myself. I've seen individuals that have been targeted. So I've also been a bystander, and then just wanting to know what I could do to keep myself from being a bullied on the job, as well as my colleagues and employees.
We will talk about this book a little bit deeper, because when I hear the word dissertation, it tells me the book has some scientific connotation, which means some research was done. We'll come back to that. But time for me to find out from Toure, when he started writing. Is Women Strengthening Unveil your first book, Toure?
No, this is my second book.
Okay. So when did you start writing, and what was your motivation when you first put pen to paper?
This book, Women's Strength Unveil, this is based on true story, my personal experience witnessing childbirth. The Women's Strength Unveil celebrate women endurance from childbirth through childcare. And in this generation, women's strength, women resilience been unseen but never unfelt. Because women been expected to be the foundation of the family and nurturing the kid. And most of book out there today talk about leadership and survival. So by me witnessing this one firsthand, my first child also, then I thought about it. Let me put this on the book. And specifically, the reason why I started writing this book, because I realized in West Africa, where I'm from, women, ladies who accompany the expectant mother, they don't even allow them to get into the room. And here I am in the United States. I'm a man, find myself in that room, and this is the experience not to be fade away. So that's the main reason for me to put down on paper.
That is very interesting. And for more on that story and, of course, that inspiration, all you need to do is to grab a copy of Women Strengthening Unveiled. And that will be at the New Americans Book Fair when it happens on Saturday. So if you happen to be there, then you may want to stop over where Toure will be exhibiting his work. Then you'll have a chat with the author, and why not have an autographed copy of it. Irina, 2022, we are in 2025. Where were you?
I started to writing my book. I was encouraged by someone, Columbus, to start writing the book. That was February of 2024. And I finished my book and finalized it by April of this year.
Wow, that's interesting. And the book you will be exhibiting is Paving the Path to Personal Success. Is that your first book?
Yes, that's my first book. And I wanted to people know my story and anything possible in life.
Wow.
We always have alternative healing medicine. In Russia, when I was growing up, my grandmother always had herbal medicine. We don't know what the medicine from the doctor is. And if it is, it was herbal medicine. So I overcame 38 years of nocturnal seizures. And I wanted the people understand and learn how to use that alternative healing to be better than maybe someone else who is not willing.
Wow.
So it's encouragement and education. And I've been free for 14 and a half years now.
Wow. That is interesting, and hopefully this book will be widely read so readers can grasp this story more. We'll come back to you, Irene. Time for us to go back to Gracie Boise. I don't know if she can get through to us now. Gracie, can you get through to us now? Okay, you still have to unmute yourself so we can hear you. Okay, while she tries to do that, let us welcome yet another panelist on this conversation. Taiwo Akinlami is one of the members of the organizing committee of the New Americans Book Fair. He doubles as a book author himself. He specializes in children's affairs. He is a child rights advocate and a whole lot of other things. Taiwo, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be with you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you 5 on 5.
Yes. Good evening, Columbus. Good evening, Ohio. Good evening, United States of America. Thank you all for joining us today to have this wonderful, wonderful conversation. Salute Mr. Deba Uwadiae, the visionary. And to all the panelists and to my brother Ernest for everything that you do to ensure that the world hears about this powerful project.
Thank you so much, Taiwo. Down the road, we will stop by again specifically to talk about the essay, the short story and drawing competition for kids. And I would like to find out from you when we get there just how important kids are in a project like this. But before we get there, let us go back to Deba to find out about more about the organization of this year's book festival. There's a question I asked Deba the other day: why Carl wrote again? Can you briefly come back to that, Deba, in a few seconds? So why are we doing it at the Carl Road Metropolitan Library, the Carl Road branch, of course, when there are scores and scores of libraries spread across the city of Columbus?
Thank you very much. Good question. Like you rightly said, why Carl Road? The first time we started, it was at Carl Road, and that was where we were able to test, our ability to be able to do and host this book fair. And as at that time, it was the manager of the book of the library there was Kit, and so he's someone that is appreciate books a lot, and he knows the place of books in development of the society. And so when it was raised with him, as at that time, he was eager to host it. And so he passed the message to the headquarters of the library, and it was approved. And ever since, we've had that relationship with the Columbus Metropolitan Library. But in 2023, we were invited to have it at the Dublin Library. It was a new library, and we were invited to come have it there. We went there, and it went well. But last year we returned to the Car Road branch of the library, and so at the end of the event, immediately the manager told us, "Please, we'll host it again." And he was new last year, and so when he informed us that he would like us to host it again, so we didn't have a choice but to allow the Car Road, branch of the library to host it again.
Beautiful.
Because
let me go to Taiwo. Taiwo, are you there?
I'm here.
Yes. So, Taiwo, I'd like you to help the organizing committee answer this question. It's been the new Americans book fair until this year. It's probably now going to be known as New Americans Book Festival. Festival. What's going on? Could you explain?
Well, number one, I must say that there's no way we can talk about the book fair without talking about the visionaire, Mr. Deba Uwadiae, an astute journalist who has practiced journalism over the years, in Nigeria, and has tried his hands on so many things, and everything he has tried his hands on have been extremely successful, whether in aviation, whether in marathon, whether in community journalism, like he's doing in the United States. I think he came to a point where he felt that African voices needs to be heard. The voices of Africans need to be heard. And when he conceived that vision and began to share it, it was as if what were Africans actually saying? And by the time we had the first edition, we saw the multitude of Africans that have a lot to say. And that meant that it was an idea whose time has come. There are ideas who are still for the future. But by the time Mr. Deba was thinking about it and was sharing the vision and bringing all of us together to see to the implementation and the fruition of this vision, it was clear that it was an idea whose time has come. And so we had many Africans many people from other parts of the world. It is important to note that it's not an African book fair, it's a new American book fair. So everyone who is here as an immigrant from all parts of the world. So we saw a lot of books displayed. And then, the second edition held. And the second edition, something unique was created, which was the fact that nations were represented. So people from different nations had tables, and they brought books from their nations. And so from now dealing with individuals, we began to deal with nations, and we had nations well represented. Then from the beginning, there was a session for children. Children authors were also able to give expression to the yearning inside of them. And we had three sisters who are all authors. I mean, the platform gave them the opportunity to showcase what they have. Now, this year, something different is happening, which is the fact that there's now an essay competition, which is bringing up the voices of young Africans. You see, whatever we do that does not take into cognizance the role of children has no future. I love the way Mandela put it. Mandela said children are the pivotal link between the present and the future. And I love the word pivotal. It means that they are a critical link. So again, many young people are submitting articles. They are telling us the America of their dreams. Now they are saying that dad and mom, you can speak for us, but we also have something to say. And you see, in my own area of influence, an area of expertise, is called child participation, giving young people to be part of the program, to be part of the course. So for me, it's the fair, the book fair has come full circle. And what we see in the future is that it's going to become book festival. Earlier when we were starting out, there was this debate as to what should we call it, fair or festival. And I think the conclusion then was that it was going to grow. And we can see that it is growing. Car Road has continued to be heavily supportive.
It is
They have continued
definitely
to bid.
growing. It's
They
definitely
are,
growing,
yes, they are
and
continuing to bid
it's
to be part of it. And we believe that as time goes on, maybe we are even going to have campuses. We are going to have multiple
perfect.
programs, going on the same day. Or maybe we are going to have a 2-day program, maybe one day in Car Road and one day in somewhere else. I mean, we are looking to a greater,
Perfect. As the
programs
years
as time
go
goes on.
by, the book fair grows. It's just like a living thing that is born and it grows. Thank you so much, Taiwo. Dr. Christal, let us quickly go back to your book. Why are you the target of workplace bullying? Quick question and briefly, why does bullying happen at the workplace? And could you just describe in what form or forms bullying occurs?
Sure. Bullying can happen within the workplace for multiple reasons. It could be the target of bullying is an overachiever. They outperform others, and so that causes sometimes them to be the target. It could be because maybe they require more information, more tools to carry out their job. So they may, in fact, be one of the underperformers, but we need to find out the root cause. So why is it? Is it because of maybe cultural differences? Is it because that there are other tools that's needed? Is there a lag or a deficiency in something that's needed in order to carry out the job correctly? And that's where the companies need to invest and in those employees to ensure that we can be successful. And instead, oftentimes we find that we are targeted and we experience bullying versus help.
So is this such a problem that necessitates writing a PhD dissertation on?
It does. And I'll tell you, for me, it was personal. So it absolutely required, I felt, more study because as I was going through it as a target, so previous decades before, I felt like I was all alone. I felt like, first of all, there are no rules, there are no laws that help those individuals, those victims, those targets of workplace bullying. There's harassment laws, there's civil laws, but there are not specific laws, federal specific laws that deal with workplace bullying. And sometimes it's hard to identify. So sometimes the bullies can be very sneaky in how they do things, but it's so drastic. It causes health problems. People have lost their job, which means the financial loss. There's a wide range of things that can happen to a target of workplace bullying after they've experienced that.
Irina, are you there? Irina, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fine. So let me find out from you. I know we do not live in an isolated world. People interact in the world in which we live. So I would want to say that success could also be general, but why personal success? Is there any such thing as succeeding alone or personal success? Otherwise, do you just want to describe how personal success looks like?
Well, when I was a kid, my family divided on Jewish and Russian. Um, it was very hard for me to in school because my mother was Arabic, my father was Jewish. The kids was trying to bully me, of course, but I didn't let that happen. Um, when I came to United States, like she previous said, it's been said that it's very hard to get a job because you might have an accent. You are new to United States. People don't know you. It becomes very difficult. I've been through that for a long time. But the main thing that my mother is no longer with us, but in in my early 20s when I first came here, she never believed what I can or can't do. It was very controlling. So that's probably another reason I wanted to write the book. I wanted to show that anything possible, anybody can write a book, anybody is welcome to have their story and let the people know. That's important.
Okay, that's beautiful. Toure, let me come back to you to find out more about women strengthening unveiled. When did you write the book?
Hi, thanks, Apec. This book, I started working on it when my first child was born, but it came to life in 2017.
Mhm.
Then I decided to publish with Amazon this year, 2025.
Okay, so as we speak, the book is available on Amazon.
It's available on Amazon as we speak, and
Mhm.
yeah.
And what is first of all, let me know the category. Is it a story? Is it an inspirational book? Is it a motivational book? In what form, in what literary form is it written?
It's a storytelling, true story. It's
Mhm.
both motivational and inspiration
Mhm.
because the woman's strength remain unseen but never unfelt.
Mm.
And this book celebrate the woman endurance from childbirth to childcare.
Mhm. How voluminous is the book? Is it written in chapters? And if so, how many chapters does the book have?
It's in chapters, and it's in four main chapters,
Mhm.
um, from pregnancy to childbirth, labor and delivery,
Mhm.
then to the woman tribute,
Mhm.
and then the final chapter is the final thought about how and why I write this book.
Mm, beautiful. That's interesting. Before we go to Gracie Boise to tell us about media coverage, let me go back to the founder of this initiative, Deba Uwadiae. So, Deba, 2025, how many authors are we looking at? I know over the years, the number has been increasing significantly. You may want to unmute yourself so we can hear you, Deba.
Thank you very much. So every year we keep breaking the record of the past year, and so this year we are close to 30 authors right now, and so but we are still open because we are grateful to COTA, that is the Central Ohio Transit Authority, for taking care of the fee for all the authors that are participating, and so this year. We opened it, so we're still expecting probably to close eventually on Wednesday, because as at that time we'll be able to close and also allocate space to everybody. So we've already beaten the record of last year, as at this time, and we also have the Department of Columbus, the Department of Neighborhood. We want to thank them for always being there, supporting, this project. And we are looking forward to having, to hosting with the New African Immigrants Commission. That's Ohio New African Immigrant Commission, a program on that day as well, which is called Know Your Right. It's going to talk about civil rights and all that. So we also have their support on that day. But what we are having is we are expanding the space that we have. So it's on the screen now. The new Ohio New African Immigrants Commission. So they will be partnering with us. So for what we are having this year, we've changed the way the navigation, the way you navigate the book fair space this year. And so when people come in, immediately you are going to meet the authors, instead of going into the hall where we used to have it. So immediately you come in, when you leave the area, the lobby, you start meeting the authors. So that's, it's something that is unique to this year's event. And so you have to go around the authors, then you go into the hall, you meet other people. But like I said, we'll continue to beat, what we set, the record we set the previous year. So we've already beaten the record that we set for the record of last year. We've already beaten it with the number of authors that are participating. And
beautiful.
I will add that this year we have more new authors. More new authors this year, than last year. We used to have, maybe 50-50, but this year, new authors, are dominating the event this year, which is good for us.
Oh, perfect. That's good. So, new authors are expected to this year's festival. And as a reminder, the festival will take place on September the 20th. That is at the Carroll branch of the Columbus Metropolitan Library. The event starts as from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be the essay, short story, and drawing competition results that will pronounce at about 2 p.m. Also, there will be reading from the books, extracts from the publications. But we'll come back to that when we're talking about the agenda for the day. Time for us to go to Gracie Boise to talk about media coverage. Gracie Boise, I hope we can get you now. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you 5 on 5.
Oh
Good
my
evening.
goodness, that was crazy. Oh, and thank you for having me. My name is Gracie Boise again. This is the time Mr. Deba Uwadiae always brings us together. I'm always excited and I'm happy to be here. He brings us together in the form of the new Americans for us to come and celebrate our diversity. So Apex One Radio, as usual, will be hosting the show, we'll be hosting the activities and Carol. So come out there, everybody. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very educative, and it's one show you don't want to miss.
So what you mean is that, as usual, the Apex One radio makeshift studio will be planted in the inner bowl of the library.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, and could you just describe how that happens? We have a makeshift studio that is planted. Then we have is it authors who come to the platform and get interviewed?
To also be having the red carpet, and all the authors will coming out. I'll be interviewing them one by one.
Okay, perfect. Right. So there's always a live coverage of that event from start to finish, so that anything goes on in that hall or in that event space is captured and projected to the rest of the world. And Apex One Radio has been doing that since the inception of this project. Let me go back to Taiwo. Taiwo, are you there? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. I would like us to talk a little bit about one innovation which we have this year, which of course is the essay, short story, and drawing competition for children. Could you throw more light on this? Why do we have this new component inserted in the book fair this year?
Well, as I said, Dr. Nelson Mandela said children are the pivotal link between the present and the future. There's a mistake we make, as adults. A lot of times we think we can have conversations on behalf of children. But children have feelings. They are human beings. They are full-fledged human beings. They are not going to be human beings in the future. They have their own feelings, they have their own say. And when you look at the quality of essays that have come in, when you look at the widespread nature of how young people are responding to this segment, and how people within the community are mobilizing people to participate, you will see also that this whole idea of involving young children is an idea whose time has come. I tell you about a young person who wrote his or her entry by hand, and now screenshot it and sent it to us. That's how committed people are. People just want to participate. And so for me, it is a critical part of it. As a matter of fact, it is the future of it. What we see is that the people that have sent in articles to this year are one day going to author their own books. Not only that, they are the generations that this program is going to be handed over to. So we are starting, we are 4 years into the project, we are thinking legacy. We are thinking legacy. We are thinking about a set of people that would be a representation of this particular idea. Note that from the beginning, there were spaces for children. But you see, I love the unique way, Mr. Deba thinks and the way he gets us to look at things. When we started, we were hosting authors, but you see, life does not eventuate. There's growth in life. Somebody wants to write a book. It might look mountainous. Where do I start from? But we encourage them to start with essays. So when they start with essays, the essay is rewarded. Faithfulness in little brings more. So this year, these people have written these articles are rewarded. It becomes an inspiration for them to write maybe another chapter. Before you know it, they become authors. So what we are talking about is that it is about catching them young. It's about getting young people to give them a platform and a voice. Not only to give them a voice and to give them a platform. And I think it is important to know that there are two different things. A voice is different from a platform. Somebody can have a voice, and if there's no platform to give expression to that voice becomes the person's frustration. Our young people are looking for expression. Today that one of the major things that young people are dealing with is elders listening to them. And that is why, this segment is a major segment. It's a segment to watch out for. It's a segment that can branch out on its own in the future, where we have essay competitions for children in their hundreds, and it may be day 1 or day 2 or day 3 of the project. So it's a big thing that is starting small. But again, we thought we were going to start small, but the level of response that we are getting is telling us that it's also an idea whose time has come.
It is a big thing that is starting small, but the response has also indicated that it is an idea that has come to stay. And so, talking about the essay, short story, and drawing competition, we have the essay part of it for the elementary school students who are taking part in this competition. They are expected to provide a favorite book or author and why they love that author or that book. For the middle schoolers taking part in this competition, they are expected to write a book. What would it be about and why? If they were to write a book, what would this book be about and why? Then for high schoolers who are taking part in this competition, they have to tell the jury what untold story needs to be told and why is that story important. So for the short story, which may be poem or drama, maximum 2 pages. Then the drawing will be any style, any medium of your choice and your imagination. No limits. So who can take part in this competition? Like this flyer says, all students of all grades, elementary to high school. We'll come back to the prizes. But let's go back to the authors, Dr. Christal, to find out from you. Your book is research. I know you went on the field, conducted this research. Is it a qualitative or quantitative research, and how long did it take you to complete that work?
Quantitative, and it took me. I started it as a 4-year research, but really to dig into it and get some of the discussions going with some of the targets of workplace bullying, it took about a good 2 years.
What are some of, or what is the new knowledge that you got after this research? Is there something that perhaps wasn't your hypothesis, but you got on the field, you discovered?
So I think, did you ask me what did I learn from the research?
Mm-hmm.
So one is that there are more people than what I thought that have either witnessed or experienced workplace bullying. And that survey research says that actually bystanders of workplace bullying actually incur more health problems than the target themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little eye-opening. Another thing is that it's dependent upon generations. So the baby boomers, according to research, because of maybe how they were raised, how they were brought up, they are more likely to give the bullying versus receiving the bullying.
Okay.
And so our younger generations in the workforce are refusing to
Be bullied.
being bullied. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. It should have been a lot of work done there, which you would will have to read before getting the crux of it. Irene, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How long did it take you to complete paving the path to personal success? And could you describe how the process went from when you started writing the manuscripts through editing till when you published the book?
It took me 8 months. I started around February of 2024. Took me about a week per chapter. And the very first 4 chapters was very difficult, was very emotional, but I kept going. And in January, I was able to give the book for editing and the manuscript, make sure everything was good to go. And by May of this year, I was able to publish a book with the help of my friend in Columbus.
So as we speak, is the book available on Amazon or any other platform?
Yes, the book is available on Amazon.com, and you can enter my name, and the book comes up.
In what form is this book written? Is it prose, poetry? Is it drama, motivational writing?
It's an autobiography.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That tells your story, correct?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. I believe people have read the book already. Some people have read the book. What feedback have you had from people who've read it?
I knew Deba read the book, and I would like for him to give his feedback on it.
Over to you, Deba.
Yes, thank you very much. I've read the book, and like she said, I think when I met her, I said, there is a common, thing in that book, because the background, I came from Nigeria. We use herbal treatment too. So when I started reading a book, I noticed, similarity, in the way we use herbal to treat, cases, that we have, health cases that we have in Nigeria. And I said, you can imagine, having similarities down in Russia, what they do there, and what we do in Nigeria. Then, like she said, she also talked about the family. You notice that a lot of times we are very similar. It's just that skin come to play when we start dividing ourselves. But honestly, we are the same people. We have the same thoughts. We do things the same way. We have the same discipline, in families. We look, everybody believe in, the creator and how we apply all these things. But, unfortunately, we are human beings, we fall into things that divide us. But the book, said a lot about things happening in Russia that are similar to things happening in Nigeria.
Perfect. All right. So we joining people who will come to the book fair to make a stop over at Irina's exhibition space, talk with her, know more about this book, and also remember to leave with a copy autographed by the author herself. Taiwo, are you there? Yes, Taiwo, one of the components of this event is the role played by volunteers, and in most cases, it's comprises of young people who come and do the registration, do the placements of the participants, carry chairs around, and do other stuff. Tell us about this and how it has come along over these years, and how would you appreciate the participation of these young people? I know that's where your heart ticks towards that direction, of course.
Yes, we must appreciate individuals and organizations that have cooperated with us or partnered with us. Most of these young people that you see here, come from different organizations and families who decided to partner with us. And there's no way, a tree does not make a forest. It's impossible to tell the story that we are telling, to do the stuff that we are doing without the volunteers. Those who handle registration, who handle putting up the banner that we use for the red carpet, and those who ensure that everything goes on well, on the floor and even outside. And so these are integral and critical part of this entire process. And so we appreciate them. And the truth of the matter is that there's room for volunteering, right? If you are listening to us, you have a child, a young person that you think wants to participate, just the information is out there. Just send us a message. We can take a look at it and see the possibility of accommodating. The more the merrier. And we're just going to need to, give the volunteers some briefing. We meet early on the venue at that day after exchanging information before that day, and then we can mobilize ourselves and ensure that we are on ground to do the needful. The needful is for us to have a successful program. The needful is for us to have a program that all of us can be proud of. There's system, but people will run the system. So that's where the volunteers come in, and we cherish them, we celebrate them, and we know that without their contribution, it's going to be tough to have this, to have the program the way we have been having it, highly successful.
They are definitely celebrated. A quick one, Deba, back to you briefly. Talk about the partnerships in terms of endorsement. I know usually we would have some officials of the local government, make a stopover to endorse the event. Tell us about that, and who are we expecting this year?
Yeah, we are thankful to the community, especially for appreciating what we are doing. And so this year we are expecting officials of the Columbus City Council to be there. We're also expecting people from the State House, those who are in the House of Representatives and the Senate, to be there. We are expecting officials from the Department of Neighborhood, Columbus City, to be there. Ohio New American Immigrants Commission to be there. That is part of Ohio State. That belongs to Ohio State. So they will be there as well. Then we want to appreciate, the partnership of Apex One Radio. We cannot, take that for granted. Ohio Somali Television, we cannot take it for granted as well. And the Columbus Metropolitan Library, because without the venue, we won't be able to, host, the authors. We won't be able to have this program. Right from beginning, they embraced it, they encouraged us, and it has become part of, their program. And so every year, it's in the calendar. They look forward to it, and we hope that we will not. We'll continue to encourage them, because they also were inspired by us to start the Columbus Book Fair. When we started our book fair, probably that gingered them. The then president, CEO of Columbus Library at that time, initiated, what has become a yearly Columbus Book Fair that is hosted by the Columbus Metropolitan Library. So we also won't take for granted JPS Print, because this year JPS Print, has taken a big share of making sure that the event, becomes successful. And Kota, they decided, they asked about authors and said, okay, this year we'll take care of the authors. So you don't need to ask authors to pay the fee to participate. So we appreciate all this contribution, and we hope that we'll continue to grow the event and continue to encourage them to support and encourage authors, especially new authors and prospective new authors. Because last year we had somebody that just has a manuscript. She got a table, she brought her script, a transcript, and introduced it to people who were visiting our table and asking them, to read to them, and ask them to give a title. So that's how dynamic, the book fair is, and we want to continue to introduce things that would make it, symbolic, that people will always talk about.
Beautiful. Toure, tell me, who can read your book? Who are your target readers? You want to unmute yourself so we can hear you.
Hi, sorry about that. My target audience is excitingly men, because I would like to encourage men to go to that room, the labor and delivery, not only to witness childbirth, but to feel the unseen resilience and the silent endurance of pain, unimaginable pain that woman goes through. And immediately the baby is born, you see the love and the smile on the face of the mother, which is really amazes me, and I got speechless. So definitely this is a great experience for men. Men might witness childbirth, but women live it. So this is a great experience for not only young women, but for men also.
Dr. Christal, in a workplace, you typically have employees, you have leadership, you also have external stakeholders. So, who is this book targeting precisely? Who has to read it?
Sure, any and everyone who works, because you could be a bystander of workplace bullying, or you could be a target of workplace bullying, and you need to know what are the steps you should take to eliminate that. So any and everyone that works, this would be of interest to you, so that you can know the tools needed to guide yourself or others through the experience of bullying.
How applicable is this book across the board. We have various types of workplaces. We have virtual workplaces today. We have all types of workplaces nowadays. So this book applies to what kind of workplace?
Every industry. So whether you're in corporate America, whether you are you have a state job, a federal job, survey says after doing research that you're more likely to experience bullying within the nursing field.
Mm-hmm.
In the nursing field, and you would think not, but in the nursing field. Second is those teachers, whether it be elementary, high school. So that is the next industry or category that experiences workplace bullying the most. So it applies to any and every industry.
I know every research of this caliber also proposes what future research works on the topic could be. Did you find a gap during your research which you think further research could fill?
Yes, I found a gap like so many other colleagues before me, and that is what I alluded to earlier, and that is there are no federal laws against workplace bullying. So there's a lot of gray areas where a bully can get away with it. But one of the other areas that we want to make sure that we address is mobbing. So that's something that's more known, I believe they say, in different cultures, but within the United States, we have not done a lot of research in that area. And that's where you're bullied by more than one person. It does happen. I have witnessed it. And so that's another area of research that I would like to do in the near future.
Irene, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So my fear with autobiographies is usually that a lot of people may think that, okay, it is her story, so why should I read it? How do you solve that problem and ensure that everyone who reads your book, perhaps, or reads your story, finds themselves in that story?
Well, there is audiences. I do recommend this book to the women 30 and over, and the individuals who wants to learn how to change their life, career, health, wellness improvement, etc. That those parts is very important for us.
Okay, that's beautiful. We are gradually but steadily moving to the end of this edition of Apex Snapshots, which is focusing on the 2025 edition of the New Americans Book Festival, which will take place at the Carl Road branch of the Columbus Metropolitan Library come Saturday, September the 20th. This year, the event starts at 10 a.m. and will run through 5 p.m. Okay, so let us go back to the organizers real quick. Deba,
Yep.
so I would like us to quickly look at the agenda for the day.
Yep.
So what are we expecting to have on that day as far as the agenda is concerned?
Yeah, thank you very much, especially as we look forward to that day. And the library will be open at 9, so we will be there. The organizers will be there. I want to thank every member of the committee that has been planning this event. We are going to be there early. We are going to set up the place, and like I said, right from the road, we already have our yard signs, everywhere. So right from the road, you are going to be directed to the library, and from the entrance of the library, there are going to be volunteers that we, lead us to where we have our event, and then we are going to start setting up, having all the authors, the other participants, the artists, the printers and other vendors that will be there on that day. And so then we move into, we have authors to read. As usual, they read excerpts from their book. And so we've created, a space for that this year, where authors, according to how they are ready, will be asked to come read excerpts from their book. We also have a program for the K-12 for the essay, short story, and drawing competition, which starts at 2:00. So between 2 and 3, we do that. We give awards to the winners. But I want to say that everybody is a winner. Everyone that, every child that is participating is a winner. And we are not just having them on that day. We are going to publish them, in the magazine, whether it's drawing, whether it's writing. We are going to publish them in the magazine with their pictures. And so at this very young age, they will see themselves as, they will see their bylines, in their story that they published in the magazine. Then we hope to eventually put everything together, probably from next year. Those that are participating this year and those that we participate next, we are going to put everything together in an anthology of a book. So they will start seeing themselves as authors. And they can always recommend such books, to people to go buy, because they are, they participated, in having that book. Then we are also going to have an event with the New African Immigrants Commission, which is Know Your Right. So that's going to start at 3:00. So that will take we go between 3 and 4:00. So at 5, we'll call it a day. But for the authors, we also, everyone that will come into the library that day, because every Saturday, we always have an increased volume, but it's going to increase this time because of the book fair, and also because of other programs that we're having. And so we're going to have outside at the parking lot, we are going to have a food truck, that apart from the snacks that we will be giving to everyone that will be seated, those who want to take other meal can always use the service of the food truck that will be there on that day. So then we have, like I said earlier, all the officials that will be coming. We know this period, they always come in to encourage us, because they want to see that they want to see what we are contributing, and also they want to encourage us for what we are doing, in making sure that the society is educated, because book, is education. So that's what we'll be having on that day.
Perfect. It's going to be a very rich program on that day.
Sorry. And so there's also going to be a panel discussion. We always
there
have
will definitely be a
panel discussion that is always moderated by you.
And the topic will be unveiled on that day. So it's going to be a wonderful program, of course. Just to quickly say that for the prizes and recognitions, for those who participate in the essay, short story, and drawing competition, we have the top 3 winners in each category will receive prizes and certificates. Then winners will be announced at 2 p.m., just like Deba said, during the book fair. Then they'll be featured in the New Americans magazine and on Apex One Radio as well. Every participant will receive a certificate of participation. Okay, so let us go to Gracie Boyce. Then when we come back, we'll be running off this edition. Gracie, coming back to media coverage, can you quickly tell us how it has happened in the past years of this event, and again how this event will be transmitted live. Through what means? How do people in Australia, people in Nigeria, receive this event on their digital devices? Could you just explain that to us?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you 5 on 5.
Yes, I want to say thank you so very much once again to Mr. Deba Uwadiae for making this event possible. Personally, I always look forward to it, and Apex One Radio will always look forward to this wonderful location. Usually, we always make a makeshift studio, right? And we come out there, interview people, interview the authors, and then we ask them different questions, they explain themselves to us. And for those ones who want to do a red carpet, we also give them carpet coverage. It's always a wonderful location. And on behalf of Apex Radio, we say thank you so very much. We're always excited to host this wonderful, wonderful event. So I'm calling on to everybody, come one, come all, the 20th of September, right? All roads should lead to Carl Road Library. Thank you so very much.
Perfect. So we're about to go now. We'll have the last words from the authors, then we conclude with the organizers. Irina, your last word, if you have an appeal to make to the very anxious public, what would you tell them before Saturday?
I would tell them join us on September 20th from 10 to 5 at Carl Road Library. Learn about the new authors, existing authors, the stories, and of course, get the book.
Get the book. So, talking about paving the path to personal success, you say the book is available on Amazon, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any other social media handles through which you promote the book?
I promote through the Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, what is your Facebook account?
It's Irene Perry.
All right, perfect. All right, so we'll look out for that. Toure, just before we go away, what is your last word for potential visitors to the book fair on Saturday? You want to unmute yourself so we can hear you.
I would like to thank all authors in this platform. I can't wait to meet you at the fair. I would like to send gratitude to Deba, New American Magazine, for allowing us to have this opportunity. And at the fair, I would like to people to join me and celebrate women's strength, because it's celebrating women endurance. It's celebrating the life, the foundation of life itself. So please come and buy my book. It's available on Amazon right now, and I will have some copies at the book fair. And come and join us.
Perfect. That's good. Dr. Christal, do you have an extract of this book or the article of it published in an academic journal already?
Yes, you can purchase my book on Amazon. I also have a website, Target of Workplace Bullying. And I'm just looking forward to meeting all my fellow authors. Thank you, Deba, for facilitating such an event as this, giving us space. And so I do appreciate that. So I look forward to meeting everyone. And remember, workplace bullying ends with us.
Workplace bullying ends with us. A beautiful message there. We're looking forward to seeing you at the book fair, Dr. Christal. Do have a fantastic rest of the evening. And Taiwo, are you there?
I'm here.
Right. So, Taiwo, this will be the 4th edition. So, if I asked you 4 years ago when you were at the inception of this, what is your vision 4 years down the road? Now, let's say I ask you that question and we are 4 years down the road today. What would you say this festival has achieved so far? And that vision you would have told me, do you think that you have attained that vision?
Yes, I think that the mission is an ongoing mission, and we are making tremendous progress. when we started out, there's paucity of partnership, but as of today, many organizations have seen the importance of what we are doing, and they are supporting us in different ways. When we started, authors were paying for their space. 4 years down the line, we have a sponsor that is paying for others.
Right.
Not only that, we have different partnerships. Not only that, most importantly, we have brought out a whole lot of Africans, a whole lot of different parts of the world, new Americans telling their story. Look at the story about the strength of a woman. You know, I was in the labor ward when our first child was born after 15 years of getting married. I saw what my wife went through in the process of labor. Now, it never occurred to me to put it into writing, you know, but somebody felt that it is important to document that. That is the kind of conversation we are talking about. Somebody is talking about the crisis in the workplace, bullying in the workplace. That's the kind of thing we are talking about. Somebody is talking about her history, you know, her autobiography, growing up in Russia, coming to the US. Now, these are voices that are finding exceptional platform. Now, their books are in different places, but we are bringing all of them together in one place. So we are increasing the volume of conversation amongst immigrants, you know, new Americans. That is very, very key. And, you know, because you see, in the America of today, if you do not have a voice, or you have a voice, you don't have a platform, you are gone. Nobody's going to speak for you, right? And so that is the mission, that is the commitment. We are there, we are getting there. It can only be bigger, it can only increase. So I think 4 years down the line, it is not yet to huru. Everything, there is always room for improvement, but we can see tremendous growth.
We can see tremendous growth. We're looking forward to receiving everybody at the 4th edition of the New Americans Book Fair this year. That is next Saturday. Taiwo, thank you so much for joining us on the program. And now we're going to run off with the founder of this initiative, Deba Uwadiae. So Deba, 4 years down the road, do you have any regrets? And I'm going to ask you one last question, which is a very difficult question, but it's something we need to still continue to face, because I remember I've asked this question every blessed year. So there is the opinion out there that technology is moving extremely fast, and people are looking for the easiest way to consume information. And we see that in the digital media space today, where everything is mostly comedy, entertainment with short skits. And some people hold that nobody has the time to sit down and read books for hours, days, weeks, and even months. Yet that does not deter you from still organizing a book festival to celebrate books. Where are you finding that courage from?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's something that has become a challenge, but it's also something that we have to accept. And so, how do we accept it? We see how we are able to manage books, with the digital technology that we have today. And it's not just if you go to Amazon now, these days you have what we call the Kindle edition of every book. And so even if you don't want the hard copy, you can download books,
electronic copy,
your computer or your even any device at all that you have. So that is how you are able to see how book writing has been able to move with modern day technology. And no matter what these devices or technology, no matter what role they are here to play, you must always write before you put things down, whether in audio, whether in video, you have to write them, So there's always a place for books, no matter what it is, no matter the way technology has come in, we still have space for books. People will continue to write books, and will continue to align with modern technology. People are also doing documentary these days. I was speaking with Mammadou Toure that, you know, you can have documentary. You know, the next stage that we are going is to have the New American Film Festival. You know, and so we married all these together. You have your books, you have movie producers, documentary writers who will work with those who have published their books to make them into documentary, and you know, that can even beat, give you more sales than the hard copy book. So we have all these opportunities out there. That's
perfect. Thank you so much, Deba. So, last question: 6 days to go. Do authors who have not registered still have the chance to do so?
Yeah, because of the essay extension to Wednesday, we also allow authors to register to Wednesday.
All right, and so for that registration, authors need to go to the
online
to the
newamerikansbookfair.com.
Okay, newamerikansbookfair.com. All right, and so that is how we're going to put a full stop to this special edition of Apex Snapshots devoted to the 2025 edition, the fourth one, of course, of the New Americans Book Fair. Thank you so much, Dr. Christal Hayes, for coming. Special thank you to you, Irina Perry. It was a pleasure receiving you on the show.
Thank you. I'm glad I've been here.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We're hoping to see you on Saturday.
That's right. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Gracie Boise, thank you so much. We're hoping to see how you deploy your team to the Car Road Library for the coverage of that event.
Definitely. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. And of course,
thank you.
Deba, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And so that is how we're putting a full stop to this special edition of Apex Snapshots on Apex One Radio. We will still continue to talk about this event on radio before it happens. Meantime, look at this, the fresh edition of the New Americans magazine. Of course, the book fair edition is out. You may also like to have this as your book fair gift. So we'll see you on Saturday at the Car Road branch of the Columbus Metropolitan Library. And until we meet, it is bye-bye from this end. Marcel Adig was the producer of this edition of the show. Special collaboration, the entire Apex One radio team. And of course, special thanks to the organizing committee of the New Americans Book Fair. My name is Ernest Kanjo. Do have a fantastic rest of the weekend and continue to listen to programs on Apex One Radio. May God bless you. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.